Hello friends and welcome back to our today's class. In today's tutorial, you are going to learn how best to simplify radical expressions, and these are the questions we have. So ensure to stay actively and throughout the end. Remember, for further studies and on the basics of this we have already treated, I will leave the link in the comment section. Now let's go into what we have. Now, these are the questions. We start with the first one. And in that first one, what we have there is square root. So if you remember your rule of radicals, when you have square root of 8x y cubed z to the 7th, you can split it to be square root of 8 multiplying square root of x multiply square root of y cubed and the square root of z to the 7th. Now you are going to ask yourself, what is the perfect square in this 8? For this 8, the perfect square, the highest one there is 4. So that when you multiply 4 by 2, it gives you back 8. Did you get that? Now for this, is not perfect yet, so we can still bring it down. Now for this, you will now remember what you have here is 2. So you are going to use this 2 to know how many times it goes in 3. And that will give us, divide 3 by 2, it is once, and there will be a remainder of 1. So this one time it goes in is the perfect. So in that case, I'm going to bring 1y out, and 1 will remain in the root. So I'm going to have this. I hope this is cleared. Just use the 2, which is the square root. Remember, we don't usually put it, but you know there is 2 there. Use it to divide what you have here. It goes in once, there's a remainder of 1. This one that it goes in without remainder is the perfect, so it comes out, and the remainder will still be in the root. Then multiplied by, this one is 7 divided by 2. It will go in 3 times, remaining 1. This one here, you are going to bring 7z raised to power 3 out. I hope this is clear. So bring this out, and 1 will remain in the root. Did you see that? Now at this point, you are going to simplify to have, this will give us square root of 4 multiply root 2 multiply root x multiply y root y multiply z cubed root z. If you simplify, finally you have 4 is a perfect square. Each square root will give us 2. So let's gather. We are going to pick this y. These ones that are outside, let's pick them again. Then these ones that are inside the root, we are going to pick them together. Okay? And that will give us root 2x, y, and z. And this gives us the answer. Now let's look at question number 2. For number 2, what we have there is cube root of negative 125 x to the 9th, y to the power of 6, and z to the 4th power. So what you do is, you can choose to split this. We have this multiplying cube root of x to the 9th multiplying cube root of y to the 6th multiplying cube root of z to the 4th. Now, can we get a perfect cube in this negative 125? Are there 3 numbers we can multiply to give us this? There are. And they are negative 5 multiply negative 5 multiply this. So when you multiply this, we give you negative 125. So it means this can be expressed as negative 5 to the 3rd power. So in this case, the cube root of this number is going to give us negative 5. Did you see that? So we multiply. For this, here is cube root. The value here is 3. So divide 9 by 3. You will see you have 3 and there is no remainder. So this 3 is the perfect. In that case, it will come out. So we're going to have x to the power of 3. There is no remainder, so none will be in the roots. Multiply by, here we're going to have 6, divide it by this 3, and that will give you 2. There is no remainder. So we're going to have, for this, we're going to have y to the power of 2 without anyone left in the roots. Then here, you will have 4 divided by 3 to give us 1, and there is a remainder of 1. So this one that is here is the perfect. So we're going to have that one will come out. So 1z will come out. Then the remaining z to the power of 1 will be left. Remember, what you have is cube root. So it's going to be cube root of this. You can choose to remove this one. It's still the same. So in that case, you can now finally simplify to have negative 5x cubed y squared z, then cube root of z. And this is your answer. Remember, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe us. For more you will get from us. Remember to leave your thoughts with us in the comments. It is always our mirror. And also remember to share if what we are doing is helpful. Please help us to share and give us a thumbs up. Now, finally, let's look at the last question there. And in this last question, what do we have? What we're going to do there is, we have 5th root of 729, x to the 7th, y to the 5th, and z to the power of 13. Now, some students may find it difficult to get a number, supposing you are not to use calculator. Some students may find it difficult to reduce this. Meanwhile, let's reduce. We are going to have 5th root of 729 multiplying 5th root of x to the 7th multiplying 5th root of y to the power of 5 and 5th root of y to the 13th. So if you find it difficult to get this without calculator, let me show you what you will do. So if you know what to do easily, you can simply do that, and let's know if it corresponds with what you want to do now, okay? So we're going to have 729. We are going to, the last digit is 9, so we can divide it with 3. 3 goes in 7, we give us 1, we give us 2, remaining 1, put it here is 12. 3 goes here, we give us 4, 3 in 9 is 3, 3 can go again to give us 81, 3 in 81 is 27, 3 here is 9, 3 in 9 is 3, and 3 divides itself is 1. Now, because it's 5th root, you are going to group it in 5. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see? Take them. And out of these 5, only pick 1. Did you see that? So we're going to have, for this, that one you picked will remain outside. So for this, you're going to have 3 outside. Then this 3 that is remaining will remain inside the root. So we have 3. And remember, it is 5th root. Did you see that? So this is how to simplify this, in case you are not familiar with your 5th powers. Okay, multiply it by, for this, here is 5. So you can have 7, divide it by 5. It goes in once and there will be a remainder of 2. So this one is perfect. So it's going to be, take 1x out, and how many should remain? 2. So we have 5th root of x to the power of 2. Did you see that? Then multiply by this. What you have here is just say 5 divided by 5 is 1. So you just have 1 as perfect. So we're going to have y. You can put 1 here. You can choose to remove it, because in our indices, y to the power of 1 is y. Then finally we have this 13 divided by 5. We go in 2 times and remaining 3. This 2 times is perfect. So we're going to have y to the power of 2. There will be a remainder, which is the 5th root of y to the power of 3. Sorry, what we have here is z. So it's going to be z, okay? So we have z to the power of 2 is out, and then z to the power of 3 will be inside. So at this point, you can now simplify. So to have these ones outside, you bring them together to have 3x y z squared. Then these ones in the root will still be brought together as fifth root of 3 x squared and the z cube. And this is your answer. I hope you learned a lot in today's tutorial, and if this tutorial answered a lot of questions for you, please don't forget to help us to share it so that others will learn. And remember, you can subscribe for the more you'll get from us. Give this tutorial a thumbs up. Remember, I'll see you in our next class to discuss more. Till then, bye-bye.